Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. I told y'all it would be a very, very brief break, and it was. It's time to get the hell out of here. I know SY and Steven are definitely tired. I ain't tired. I can go all night. That's how I do. I can go all night. You take that however you want to take that, but I can go all night. Check that out for real. But end of the show. Time for the rants and the closings. We always do. We allow the guests to go first. In this case, it's ladies first. It's the prettiest people go before the ugly people. So that means I go last and SY Butler goes first. What you got, girl?
Well, thank you for inviting me. You know, I'm calm now and actually I'm starting to warm up. But thank you for inviting me. I had a lot of fun. I just want to let everyone know to be responsible for yourself and help be responsible for someone who cannot be responsible enough for themselves. It does make a huge difference. But other than that, thank you. Can't wait to come back.
Appreciate it. You definitely welcome anytime. We look forward to the next time that we can have you in the building. And we'll certainly talk offline about when we can get you back in here, because I had fun seeing you here tonight. You know, you brought a lot to the show. And I just like saying #1 fan of Legacy Internet Radio. So those people
Say it 5 times.
Yeah, 5 times. Number one fan. You know, for those people who are listening to us, who listen to us every single week, who want to call but you're a little bit nervous, this is someone who was nervous to call but actually took the step past calling and actually came into the studio and actually did the show. And you're certainly welcome. If you're a fan of the show in your local area, you're willing to do it, cool. If you're outside the area, we can set a phone interview. You like to listen to the show, feel free to do so, and we'll have you anytime you want. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. is proud to turn the mic over to the host of Enliven Radio, heard here on these airways every Tuesday from 7 to 9. We got Steven Sykes. My brother, what you got, man?
I just want to say thank you very much for the opportunity to be here and also to be next to the Miss Empowered, Miss S.Y. Butler.
There you go with that word again.
It fits you so much. That's why I use it. But I just wanted everybody to really take responsibility, piggyback, and take an opportunity to grow your mind, regardless if it's something that you may feel something that we don't do as black people or something that other people don't do. Take the opportunity to step outside the box and grow your mind, grow your health, grow your spirit, grow your whole selves. Growth is not about just saying, okay, I'm going to take on an activity and do something that's outside your normal frame and just blow up. Do something to help yourself. And not only you doing this, it's improving yourself, it's improving your family, it's improving your culture, and you're setting a precedence for something to improve everybody else around the world. So just take that to heart.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. That was Steven Sykes. I appreciate it, bro. Good to see you here, man. Why don't you tell the Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J. listeners about Enliven Radio, about your co-hosts, where they can find you. Plug your show, man.
Sure. Enliven Radio is every week. We get maybe a little bit before 7, get some music, but from 7 to 9. Each and every week we try to have some great and powerful guests. We're also on the MixLR page, .com/Enliven Radio, ENLIVEN Radio. We also want to have a YouTube page. We're updating on there. We talk about a variety of topics that hit the heart and hit the soul that you may not want to talk about, and maybe pass along some ideas. And we talk about some black history, some black facts you may not be aware of, and some events that you that should be paying attention to, about voting rights, about your health. We talked about breast cancer, health, education, adoption, all the different things that in our community, not just in the black community, but the community as a whole, need to pay attention to. So take your time out to listen to Enliven Radio, Tuesdays from 7 to 9.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Live from the Den, LegacyInternetRadio.com. We are the flagship show of Legacy Internet Radio. We appreciate everybody who listened to us tonight. We appreciate the support and love that we're getting for what we're doing here at LegacyInternetRadio.com. It's time for my thank yous and my closings. I want to thank Carlton Banks for being here. Being part of the original crew. I always feel more comfortable when I see him across the table. I also feel the same way about Big Rube, who I haven't had here in studio for a while, but he called us up tonight. As you heard, he's got a lot going on in his personal life, so he's not able to be part of the crew like he would like to be, but we do expect to have him rejoin us at some point. Just at this time, we don't know, but when he can, he joins us, and we appreciate We appreciate that. I want to thank Arthur Desiree Monique for being one of our number one fans who listens to us every single week. Said, I saw you out there listening, bruh. Appreciate it. I want to say peace to Jay Grizzy of the Green Room with Jay Grizzy, and the beautiful Lissa P, who has their show on Wednesday evenings from 7 to 9 right here on Legacy Internet Radio. I want to thank them. I want to thank K-Dub for listening to us. Unfortunately, we weren't able to have him on the live line, but he was here in spirit, and he did send his comment in, so we appreciate that. I want to thank everybody that was listening to us tonight. We got love down in the ATL, we got love in DC, and we got love in my hometown of Jersey City, New Jersey. And I appreciate it. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. It's because of you guys that we're able to do this. It's just a couple of cool cats who sit around and kick it. And we ran a studio, and now we kick it, and y'all get to listen to us kick it. This stuff we're going to be talking about anyway. And the fact that y'all listen to us makes us feel real good, and it empowers us to continue doing this week after week. But this ain't free, y'all. So we need some help. So if you're able to donate anything to continue helping us, produce the show, we take any kind of donations that you can to legacyinternetradio@gmail.com. It's a PayPal account. So feel free to donate to the Legacy Internet Radio Fund. We also would take any sponsorships as well as advertisement. And we got the Doctor of Optometry that sponsors, but we certainly will sponsor. We'll produce any sponsorships that we can get. We'll put you guys on the air, and we'll promote your business. So we certainly hope that someone listening to us is willing to give us an opportunity to do that. So thank you so much to anybody who is listening, and tell a friend, man. Forward our information on Facebook, Twitter, MixLR, Loud City, Shoutcast. Tell people where you can find us. If you heard something here tonight that kind of tickled your fancy, tell your homies, like, yo, that kid Marcus J is kind of an ass. I can't stand him. Or that kid Marcus J, yo, he say some real cool stuff. Whatever it is, definitely give us a listen. Whether you love me or you hate me, trust me, there's a lot of people that hate LeBron James. They follow everything he do. I'll take some hate if it'll get me some listeners. Marcus J, Steppin, I'm definitely glad to have you. I'm about to get into my rant. Time to get into my closing. And here's the deal, y'all. As I do my rants every single week, I normally end it by saying it ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about tonight, but tonight's rant has a lot to do with what we talked about tonight. And here's the thing. One thing that I know for sure, 4 police officers beat the hell out of Rodney King. That is not mistakable. We saw it on the video. We saw the injuries. We saw the officers involved. Never denied beating that ass. We also saw the people who beat up Rodney King, on the video get acquitted of busting that ass. A little bit crazy, right? What we don't know for sure is whether O.J. Simpson killed Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. Some people think he did it. Other people don't think he did it. The jury didn't think he did it. And he was found not guilty of the charges, and he went home as a free man. You know what else we don't know for sure? We don't know what happened between Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman that fateful night in February of 2012. There are no witnesses. There wasn't no good Samaritan that had a camera that was filming it. We ain't had none of that. There's no bloody gloves. There's no footprints in the blood. Ain't nothing like that. What we got is a claim of self-defense. We got a claim of self-defense, also known as stand your ground. And we got a whole bunch of circumstantial evidence and innuendo. Oh, we got this powerful tool that most people in the court system rarely use. Yeah, we got common sense. I ain't no lawyer, and I have no intentions to try to play one on the radio. But I have a whole lot of common sense. Common sense told me that the 4 officers that beat up Rodney King should have been found guilty and went to jail. They was acquitted. Common sense tells me the evidence in the O.J. Simpson trial was mostly circumstantial, and his non-guilty verdict was about all that could have been done. My common sense tells me also that one out of those 2 cases, I kind of picked it. But those 2 cases captivated the nation, much like the Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman case, which, of course, culminates in Trayvon Martin's death. And uncoincidentally, both cases have very strong, obvious racial undertones, much like, again, Trayvon and George Zimmerman. Here's the thing, y'all. Don't be surprised if George Zimmerman walks. Okay? Don't be surprised. Now, me personally, again, I ain't no lawyer, but I think he's guilty of second-degree murder, which is what he's charged with. Second-degree murder varies from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, but generally it's defined as a, quote, non-premeditated killing resulting from an assault in which death of the victim was a distinct possibility. Sounds about right? Yeah, sounds about right. However, there's at least one witness that described what appeared to be Trayvon Martin beating up George Zimmerman. I think that's nonsense, but Mr. Martin had every right to stand his ground from the man who was, by all accounts, following him unjustifiably. So, had Mr. Zimmerman left Mr. Martin alone, as he was instructed to do, we wouldn't even know the names Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman. But the reality is this. There only needs to be one juror who agrees with the defense, and you have yourself a mistrial. First of all, we got 6 jurors instead of 12. I still ain't had nobody give me a good answer for why that is, but I digress. I remember when O.J. Simpson was found guilty. I had a strong sense of relief. Not because I gave a damn about O.J., but it felt like just once the black man had won against the system. I know a trusted elder who was in a public place with black and white people. The black people all rejoiced and the white people was pissed, furious. For those who like to think that we live in a post-racial world where race don't matter, please remember, this was only 18 years ago this fall. One generation. Many of our white brothers and sisters have no idea what it feels like to see so much negativity shrouding minorities, and just for once, we won. We won, y'all. If you don't get it, you won't get it. And I can't explain it to you in this rant. Only with living experience can you come to terms with an event after the event after the event, violent crime against men of color, some at their own hands and some not, on how that perception shapes your understanding and the relationships of those who look like you. It's a confusing dichotomy that leaves you frustrated, disillusioned, and very angry because we know better, y'all. We know better. We come from better. And many outside of our community will never understand that. I remember in late April of 1992, when those 4 officers were found not guilty of beating the hell out of Rodney King, even though we all saw the tape, blacks took to the streets and tore that joint up. Tore it up, y'all. LA riots. We all remember it. Yeah. It was the dumbest thing I ever seen in my life. But at the same time, in a strange way, I kind of understand the initial wave. Not that silly looting and crap and all that stuff that followed, but the initial wave, what started out as a peaceful resistance at the court, quickly spread to destruction and violence in the streets. Now let's keep it real, y'all. For real. Who ain't never felt the urge to break something during a moment of pain and frustration and helplessness? While not condoning the obvious lack of restraint we showed in Los Angeles, I will say again that I have wanted to break a few car windows in my time. I think we all have. What I don't want to see is a retread if George Zimmerman is found not guilty. Let's remember a few things, y'all. He was not arrested, but he was sent home immediately following the shooting. He was only arrested when public outcry pressured the local government to arrest him, and this trial has already showed what can be perceived as points for the prosecution and points for the defense as well. Let's show grace. Let's show restraint. Let's show the grace and restraint showed by Mr. Martin's parents through all of this, through this whole ordeal. And while we deserve justice in all cases, we've seen enough precedent that a videotape with clear evidence won't be enough in some cases, but money and affluence can be in others. Let's just hope, in this case, common sense will be all that is needed. We don't need to be out there wilding out, y'all, so be cool. We don't know for sure what will happen, but let's try to keep our cool either way. That's the Marcus's unrelated rant that tonight had everything to do with what we talked about tonight. It's the end of the show. Thanks again to everybody that listened to us. Went way over, y'all. 10:20. I'm looking at the clock. We went 3 hours, Hakeem. This for you, my brother. I want to say that independence is key to building your own legacy. Okay? Independence, key to building your own legacy. I also want to say peace to all the stars and all the squares. In the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. I normally say those are the words of Bob Marley, who you hear singing in the background, but damn it, I went so long, the song went off. Ain't no ass Steppin with Marcus J. We'll be back here next Monday night, 7 to 9. Peace.